Greetings and salutations. Please allow me to welcome you to Masterpiece Theater. I'm your host, Obba Babatunde, and here on Masterpiece Theater, we celebrate the very best in the spoken word, the written word, and the word expressed in song. In addition, we pay tribute to the talented artists that bring those words to life. Each week here on Masterpiece Theater, I have the pleasure of engaging brilliant artists in one-on-one conversation that explores the great treasures and these writers and actors and singers and dancers possess as we spotlight their artistry that illuminates us all. So I say, a very warm welcome. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Obba Babatunde here, and I am thrilled to welcome you back to, again, another brilliant show. I have in studio today some of the finest people on the planet in terms of their arts and their crafts. One of the things I love about doing Masterpiece Theater is I get an opportunity to have great talent. Not just those who are celebrated because of their celebrity, but those that are celebrated because of their capability. You know, in society today, we're so often more impressed with celebrity than we are capability. And here on Masterpiece Theater, we sort of turn that around a little bit. And I have some of those individuals in studio with me today, and we're going to be talking about a fantastic new film coming out called The Love Section. And I've got my guest. I'm going to just start right in by introducing it. A great man. Many of you have seen his work over the years as an artist in the areas of comedy, but he has now put on the director's hat, and I'm thrilled to know that he's done that. My friend, Ronnie Warner, welcome, brother. Thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you, Obba, man. It's more than a pleasure to be in the presence of such greatness, my friend, so thank you for having us, man.
It's a joy. It's a joy indeed. Indeed. We're going to talk more about all of the stuff that Ronnie's been involved with in terms of the directing of this film, and we all know that any time it is that a film has an opportunity to come to fruition, it is really a journey, and it's a powerful thing that this man has been able to do in the company with these cast members. Seated next to him is the lovely, the talented, the vivacious, the sagacious
yes,
Ciarra Carter, also known as Tennessee. Now, Ciarra is an actress, model. She also happens to be the spokesperson for our sponsor, Pitbull, and we are thrilled to have her. You know, I've had the opportunity to watch the growth and development of this beautiful woman's career, and at a time wherein whether it be Hollywood or film, television, or stage, a female has an opportunity to present herself. It is very often she's locked into some sort of stereotypical concept and idea. Ciarra has been able to make sure that she's been able to fit herself into the means of her art and her craft without sacrificing the intellect, without sacrificing her integrity. So I salute you, Ciarra.
Hi, Obba. Thank you so much. I respect you so much, so thank you for having me on the show.
No, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And you're going to get an opportunity. We have some stuff from the clips and up in the show, and you'll get an opportunity to see a little bit of Ciarra's work. And seated next to her is the gentleman of the hour. Yes, indeed, Mr. Lawrence Adisa. He is the writer and also the lead in this feature film, The Love Section. And I'm telling you, we're going to talk about this as the show goes on, but the fact that you had the wherewithal and the ability to be able to write something this is based on a personal experience and to be able to bring that to life in a feature film is indeed a huge accomplishment. So, brother, I'm thrilled that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Obba. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you, definitely.
Absolutely. And then my friend I just met, Brandon Heitkamp. Is that pronounced that correct, sir?
Nice work, yeah.
All right. Well, listen, Brandon, thank you so much for joining us. Brandon's also in the film, and Brandon was a surprise to me today, which I love surprises because I get an opportunity to meet people and new artists, and I thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us today and for the work that you've done in the film, and we're going to talk to you about how the experience was as you participated in this film.
Oh, I appreciate that very much, and I've always been a big fan of you, so I'm kind of honored to be in your studio today. So
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. And then moving around, we also have who happens to be the producer on the film, and he also happens to be the producer of this radio station and of this radio show, Masterpiece Theater. His name is Paul Goldsby. I'm honored and thrilled to be in the presence of my buddy, Paul Goldsby.
You were going to say royalty.
I see.
Oh, no, I'm out. I'm out. It's a travesty.
But Obba wants to keep the integrity of the show, so he didn't want to lie on air. This man.
Well, he lied about you. He said he liked you.
So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, today there's going to be a fascinating show, a little bit different than we usually do here on Masterpiece Theater. But Paul, thank you so much, brother, for being here.
And it's an absolute pleasure, man, to be here.
All right.
Absolute pleasure.
And seated next to Paul is incredible recording artist and celebrity in his own right, as well as a gentleman whose music we're going to get an opportunity to hear today. And I'm thrilled. He's really looking like this is the new Sizzle of the new year. You see, my brother Sizzle has his suit and tie on, and this is the 2013 Sizzle. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir.
He has
brother.
a bank interview.
Oh my God.
Oh, I thought he had court. Aren't you a rapper? Don't rappers have court?
Just got back from court and went to the interview. First of all, Obba, you know what? I would like to thank you, Obba, and I've been a fan of yours since Saved Overtime for me, man.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes, sir, brother.
That
Saved Overtime.
was a musical video that I did with the great Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Wow.
And thank you so much.
Wonderful, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate
Wonderful,
that you
brother. Love you,
remember
man.
that and you would call that up. But so listen, we've got a lot to talk about today. We've got a lot of people to cover. We're going to get started. But what I'd like to do is just to give an introduction to this, if we could run the trailer so that you can get a little insight peek into the love section.
'30s, the new 20. One of the more fascinating evenings of my young life. I'm heading over there to see her tonight, man. Just giving her a good look.
My name's Angela, by the way.
This is my friend Ali. Ali Stephanie, your friend.
Hi, this is Sandrine. Hi, nice to meet you.
You know the gods of love shining on you the other night, though. What's up with the cutie at 9 o'clock?
Well, she's 20 and has a son.
So he's 32, huh? No kids.
Don't be a stranger. Don't be strange.
She was in the 2nd grade when we were seniors. You catching feelings?
I'm gonna go check on Junior.
Okay.
And slip into something more comfortable.
Tired of playing house, baby daddy.
Sometimes you don't know what you have until it's gone.
Yeah. Love section. Hey, that trailer looks great. Nice. Makes you want to get out there and see that movie.
Definitely.
You know, I tell you, the movie's release date is slated for January 29th. So everybody, please go out and support this film.
Yes.
Go out and see it and talk about it, because you see, it deals with a lot more than the eye, than meets the eye. And that's what I want. I wanted to say to you. I wanted to applaud you, Ronnie, on your directorial. Savoir faire, because you really laid it down. The movie looks beautiful.
Thank you.
It really looks beautiful.
I will take all the credit for that.
We've got the music of the great John Barnes.
Oh my goodness!
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And John's music helps to bring a character to the feature film that is the silent spoken character, but it speaks volumes because it sets up everything that I noted when I watched the film.
Right.
Now, Lawrence,
Yes,
my friend. Again, as I said earlier, to get an opportunity. This was from a real life experience that this was based on. Now, what was the inspiration You know, I mean, because, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you, if you haven't seen it, I want you, as I said, it comes out on the 29th. But I want you to be able to set up a little bit about what this film is about, because it deals with a lot of things that we don't get a chance to see in predominantly, black cast movies. It goes on several levels, and I'm thrilled to see that, because why? We are human beings like anybody else, and we're not just one segment of the community, and we're not just dealing with one thing in our lives. We're dealing with the multiple issues. This deals with some real serious issues. Now, it's a wonderful, fun film, but it deals with some serious issues. Tell us a little bit about, just set it up for us a little bit, if you will, and then tell me a little bit about how it was that you were inspired to turn this true life experience into a feature film.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. The love section, like you said, it does touch on some interesting topics that aren't really touched on in other films in our community. But I think the main thing that we wanted to convey in the movie is, through comedy, is, okay, we get you to laugh, but we want to hit you with a message.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And to me, the best way to get people to listen is to, obviously, whether it's comedy or whatever, is, get their attention.
Get their attention.
And
do me a favor, if you will. Set up the premise of the movie.
Okay. Well, basically, Ali, my character Ali, is a 30-plus-year-old real estate agent who hasn't really achieved a lot in life as far as his goals in life, just going through day to day. And he meets this beautiful young lady who's about 20, who has a child and is pretty much struggling to get through college and things of that nature. And even though there's a 10, 12-year age difference, they have an immediate connection. Mm-hmm. And that connection, like we've all been through in relationships, it all starts with a bang. But then you have the trials and tribulations that go in a relationship, the ups and downs. And Ali, who has been a ladies' man, prior to this relationship, basically, this young lady really connects with him, and he thinks that this might be the one, and they go through the good times, but obviously that roller coaster ride sets in, and he's not sure if he really wants to settle down, and then we hit you with the curveball where...
Don't tell us. Don't tell us. I want him to go out. I want him to go out and see the movie. The Curveball. Now, Ronnie, my brother. As the director, when you first got this script, because the director has to then sort of create the vision of how he's going to be able to tell the story and lift it off the page.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about, if you will, how you went about in your own process of bringing that story to the screen.
Yeah, first off, we did a complete rewrite. L had failed miserably in the first draft. And so after we did that, because it was about space aliens or something like that, and I said, L, I don't think that's a good idea.
Space aliens in love.
In the love section.
No, honestly, man, really, it was a labor of love, because L is, one of my best friends, and I've known him for years.
Aww.
And so I was actually one of the characters, his best friend in the movie is really me. As far not the actor, but I'm saying it's based upon me. So I sort of went through this whole thing with him.
Yes, yes.
And so we had actually talked about it from the very inception. We actually sat down and talked about, because he had done a movie before, and he was talking about doing the next piece, and we were sort of talking about it together. Like, I was throwing some stuff at him, he's throwing stuff at me. And it sort of came up when he started talking about this. I said, man, that's it. I mean, this is a ready-made story, because it's very interesting, because it touches on real life.
Right.
And all of our lives are movies.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If we tell it in that kind of way, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so for me, it was never a point of I got the script and then I started making calls on it. It was sort of, we went through he wrote it. I'm not trying to interject myself in there, like I was sitting there at every moment, at every turn.
It sounds like that's what you're doing.
But I was there. You know what I mean? We did the first table read together. I read it several times, and so it was a process.
So this
like 3 or 4 years that we went through this process.
This is really a unique situation then, because the uniqueness of it is that we've got a story about someone who actually experienced this, and then we've got the director who went through it with him. So that unto itself is a very, very special experience.
Absolutely.
And and you can see perhaps that's why the tenure and the texture of the movie has what it has, because it really is some sort of from one's personal experience.
Absolutely.
And that's great. And as I said, when you see this movie, as I said, beautifully shot. Now I'm going to go to my my lovely lady here among the rose among these thorns.
I know that.
And I want to say to you, Ciarra, that I had an opportunity in watching the movie, and I made comment to a dear friend of mine about your work in the movie.
Oh.
In the opening scene, right, one of the hardest things to play is to play a scene where you've really got very little dialogue and you're in slumber.
Yes.
Or just emerging from slumber. The beauty and the highest compliment that I can pay you is I never caught you acting.
Thank you.
It was absolutely,
superb.
It was really seamless. And it is so important. And this is for anybody that's paying attention and has aspirations to be in the industry of entertainment as an actor or an actress, if you will, could take a page from Ciarra's work in this film, because she establishes, Lawrence, your character, which is the premise by which the whole story then unfolds. Played by a lesser actress, that would have been made the work much harder for your character to do in telling its story.
Absolutely.
Because I learned so much about your character simply by the way Ciarra played that scene. So again, I want to salute you and salute your work.
That means so much coming from you. Wow.
No, well, you laid it out. You laid it out. You know what I mean? And it's nice to be able to say.
Thank you.
So now tell us, now in terms of you've got another. I want to interject this because there's something else. Your career is moving so fast. Just tell me about. You got another project that's just come about. Tell me a little bit about what that, and then we'll get back to the love section. But I know you just finished working on something as well.
I did. It's a horror film. Directed by Charles Band. He did all the Puppet Master movies, franchises, and also starring Karen Black and Stacy Keach. Wonderful actors. So great to work with them all. The movie is called Ooga Booga.
Ooga Booga. There you go. There's a title for you.
Exactly. It's
not going to give too much away there.
But that was a great experience. Also, working with a puppet, a doll on green screen. The whole experience was amazing. It was wonderful, and I had a really good time.
Great. So you see the variation of one's career. You know what I mean? One moment you're in a love section doing a love scene,
right.
And the next thing you're working with puppets and things of that nature. You know what I mean? This is great. I know we're going to take a little quick commercial break, and we can come back and run some more stuff. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pit Bull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
Yeah! Oh! Yeah! You know it! Hey!
I know you see me on top. Yeah! All white walls while I'm pushing down your block. I'm falling.
Poverty was just a gun in the mask, and most bitch keep a tongue up their ass, you know. It's just a matter of time before you know we blast back. We got mechanical arms, and listen, I let you know the meaning of the dawn. Someone that came hard and made it through the war. That's and most niggas can't do it. So you should get used to it. Tell her 5 verbs in the suburbs. Me and Cadillac Curb gon' serve these niggas up regardless. I saw the haters fall the hardest. You could be rich today and then broke tomorrow, baby. I look slow but far from retarded. Chairman of the board, I'm more than an artist. I'm that's right.
I know you see me on top. All white walls while I'm pushing down your block. I'm ballin'. I'm ballin'. TV's on blast. Can't see me on black. Tinted on the glass. I'm ballin'. I'm ballin'.
I heard you think I'm the shit, ma. Well, I'm the nigga that can satisfy your itch, ma. Yeah, shopping sprees ain't a thing. I ain't young money, but I can spend change. And if you're looking for a change, I can be yo Block Obama. G6 just meeting you to the Bahamas. That's the shit I'm on. I ain't living in the storm and the rain's been gone, so the grass is fully grown. That means my bank account blew up. House on the hill, turn my verses into money. Now a nigga's worth a meal. So let me be your Mac tonight. Big fish, so let me be your catch tonight. And you already know I'm ballin' out of control, baby. You know that I'm ballin'. I'm ballin', baby.
I know you see me on top. All white walls while I'm pushing down your block. I'm ballin'. I'm ballin'. TV's on blast. Can't see me on black. Tinted on the glass. I'm ballin'. I'm ballin'. Pockets stay heavy. Steady on the grind. Y'all niggas ain't ready. I'm ballin'. I'm ballin'.
I believe the money grows.
All right. We're back. That music that you just heard is the music from the movie The Love Section. And in-house, in studio, is the artist who actually is performing that and created that. You know, I talked about earlier about the great John Barnes. This movie also has Mr. Sizzle, who he has informed me that is the new pronunciation of his name. So I'm going to make sure I get it right. Sizzle, brother, that track is bumping.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
with help of John Barnes and and Paul Goldsby's on the track too, man.
Oh, be quiet.
Yeah.
Stop. No, just keep going. Just keep going a little bit.
I gotta give credit where credit due, man. Paul Goldsby, Paul Goldsby sat down with me and we came up with the song. We was trying to, just try to come up with something that, that could be comfortable for everybody kind of thing. And I think Paul hit it on the dot, man.
No, absolutely. Music is such an important element, gentlemen, I think you'll agree, and ladies, to the character that we meet. Not until it's just, as I said, the silent but most loud-spoken character in the movie, because it helps to establish and continue the story, as well as it is setting the scene and the tone for the movie. Now, seated next to the artist is, as I said, the producer of the film, who I also realize is also the producer of the soundtrack.
Yes.
And as Sizzle mentioned and gave credit, to Paul Goldsby, happens to really be a cat that's really, he's large in many ways, and I don't say that, Stop. He's paid me a lot of money to say this. No. I'm just kidding. I'm thrilled to be able to have Paul in studio. He is the producer of my show as well, and we've done projects together. And Paul, man, that music. In the movie, talk to me about it.
Well, I did everything.
That's right. That's right.
I imitated Sizzle's voice.
Hey.
No, what it is honestly, being able to work with John Barnes, has been an amazing, opportunity. I mean, for him, I always asked him. I said, John, I know you produced Michael Jackson.
Right.
What was it like working with
me?
Okay. I mean, I know you worked with Marvin Gaye, Al Green, but come on. Right? And he was speechless. Right. But no, what it is it was amazing just the opportunity to watch him work, let alone to be able to work with him at all on this property.
True.
And we were producing an album with Sizzle while we were producing the film. Sizzle's an amazing artist, rapper, writer, and performer.
Okay, take your hand out of my pocket now.
There we go. That's not my hand.
No.
And to have an opportunity to parlay some of his talents onto the property was magical for us. L also has another gentleman who worked on a lot of the music of the film, and he interwove in between what John had and just created this tapestry of music, man, that I think really drives the movie in the proper direction. El will speak about him a little bit more, later on in the show, because it's all about me right now. So
bet that cares.
But no, man. Also, I want to give kudos to Ronnie for having this sense, the God-given sense to bring the property to me for proper production.
That's right.
And so, but no, in all honesty, when Ronnie brought the property to me, I pride myself in saying I don't read scripts.
Mm-hmm.
You know that about me, Obba. I say I don't read anything. I have to have my readers read it, right? And so what I did was I gave it to my brother, who I dramatically respect his opinion as far as screenplays and writing goes. His name is Kennedy. He's a producer and a writer on your show with us, and he immediately said, "Run." In the opposite direction, right? Right? And I said, no. The guy's coordinating me. Ronnie's coordinating me, and so this is something we have to do. He goes, all right, well, let's throw on the gas mask. And let's get through this, right? But no, honestly, he got into the script and he let me know that it was something that he felt that we really should be involved in, and he was greatly involved in the casting with Billy Sly Williams, who cast with him.
Yes,
and they really did a wonderful job with Lawrence, with the piece as far as that's concerned, and in all honesty, I have to really let Ronnie know that I really appreciate him bringing this property to me, because it means a lot to me to have made this journey with these gentlemen, on this property. I think it's going to mean a lot to a lot of people. It's going to touch a lot of hearts, and it's going to move a lot of people.
You see that at the end of the day, that's really what we have the opportunity to do with our art. Is we have an opportunity to serve, to help, to entertain, to enlighten, to even in certain cases, and I think this is one of those movies where we get an opportunity to present a healing.
That's right.
And,
yes.
At the same time, to enjoy ourselves and entertain ourselves.
Absolutely.
Really, really excited to hear about this. Now, I want to, turn my attention over to my friend Brandon, my new friend Brandon, who is an actor in the film. And Brandon, now, just... as I said to the audience earlier, we're new friends. Tell us a little bit about some of the work that you've done in the past, just to set us a precedent, and then we'll talk about that your participation in Love Section.
Sure, yeah. I moved out here about 5 years ago doing theater and whatnot, and then I realized real quick that doesn't pay the bills, so then I started doing film. And I worked on a film called The Bloody Indulgent, and it was totally, I Forrest Gumped my way into that. The director saw me on Facebook, liked the way I looked, brought me in for an audition and hired me. Fell in love with film, learned every aspect of it, worked on the Love Section, and then actually working with Elle kind of confirmed the idea. I had it kind of playing in my head, but it confirmed the idea of producing my own projects to forward my career instead of waiting for that phone call to ring from the auditions. Mm-hmm. So I do have to thank Elle for that, among other people. But seeing it at work really helped solidify that was the path I was going to go on. So
where's home originally?
Fargo, North Dakota.
Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you're a little ways from home.
Yeah,
but I want to make mention to something, because people pay attention to things that we say, and you. In the short time that I've known you, I think that I can speak for you when you say that you came out with a desire to do something, and it started in theater. And certainly, while theater may not pay the bills, it does give you a craft that then helps inform the work that you do in film and television. Yeah. Because a lot of people, they get caught up in the idea of doing your art for money. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but I don't think that there's really a monetary value you can place on one's artistic ability, because your artistic ability, I do believe, is that initially which is God-given, and then you go forth to develop that artistic talent. And I don't think that you can then ultimately take and put a monetary value on that. And I think that if you do, you somehow cut yourself short in terms of the work that your potential God-given gift gives to you.
Absolutely. And could I tell you something, actually? Since I've started producing, we were talking about outside, I just finished producing my first feature with Tony Germanario and Choice Skinner, Wingman Inc., and I've found that the more I produce content for the mass media, money's more of a byproduct now. It's more about putting something out there that has value and that is going to change the way people think of what a good movie is.
Yeah.
Because, there's a lot of stuff out there that's just horrible.
Absolutely.
Absolutely horrible. And, putting my name behind something, it needs to have something that's going to change the world's outlook on what's acceptable.
Yeah, a standard of excellence, I think, is what we strive
absolutely.
for. And your work in the movie is also wonderful, man.
Oh, thank you.
Did you have a good time?
I had a blast.
Working with these guys, you must have really had like a lot of fun. You know?
I was just telling L.A. First day on set, I came up to him, and I had a minor role in the part, but I was thrilled because when I auditioned, the script was very well written, and I was like, oh, this actually has some weight to it. And I go up to L.A. right before we shoot, and I go, I'm just a small role, but you're the lead, so this is kind of a make or break moment, so don't mess it up, okay? And I started the scene.
Oh, that's great. Cool. That's great. So, Elle, now tell me, if you will, this is about the love section, and with holidays like Valentine's Day coming around and stuff like that, love is a very interesting topic and subject. You know what I mean? And relative to the individual, what their experience is. It is relative to how they view that love, whether it's romantic love, requited love, unrequited love, whether it's love lost, whether it's parental love, all of these different things. Now, here we're dealing with this love helped your character in the movie will identify, and perhaps in your own life, to make certain decisions to maybe stay longer or make choices that maybe if the love aspect, the heartstring which was tugging, may not have been. Tell us a little bit about, if you will, this whole concept of your views on love.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, I think it's a great question. Definitely. With this film and just those four letters, the role of character Ali, he's never really experienced the love that Devetta's character brings to the table, Sandrine. And a lot of us, so-called players, whatever you want to call, really haven't experienced real love, where you just like, wow, I never did that before. I never stop what I'm doing to think about this other person instead of thinking about myself.
Wow.
And with this story, it's such a perfect time to release it with Valentine's Day, because love is in the air, and people are more reflective on whether it's romantic, family. It's all a blessing, that you can say I love you. And a lot of times we take that, those 3 words like, lightly, like I love you,
Yes.
And with this character, once he gets hit with the true essence of the word love, I think the audience is really going to gravitate to it, and it's going to just fit perfectly in the time of the year, which is all about love and Valentine's and all of that,
Great. You know what? One of the things that I identified is that there, are some really interesting and different takes on the relationship from not just man to woman, but man to man. In this particular situation in the movie, there was a circumstance where your character is involved, as you said, with a woman who has a child, and that child has a father. And there was a very poignant scene where, you're at the house and the man comes by to visit his son.
Yeah.
And he says to you in somewhat of a hushed tone, he couches a threat that if you should try to in any way step to his child, he is the father, and he doesn't want that to be ever misunderstood by you. And he says to your lady, if he as much breathes on my child, we're going to have a problem. And then the way you handled it, as he was about to depart, and you stop him and you have men-to-men talk. And they say, listen, I am not intending to be just to fulfill your shoes. I'm here to serve the betterment of the people we both care about.
Yes.
Now that's big.
Brilliant.
That's big.
Brilliant.
And it's wonderful that is presented in the film, because very often that kind of conflict can break up the family, and who is the person that ends up being the fallout of that is the child.
Yeah.
So that was big, man, and I wanted to compliment you on that and then talk about that, because see, we talk about love, right, Paul? And we're talking about the fact that they all love this child.
Yeah.
And that child is going to go forth to become the product of this now 3-people relationship. So that was great, Ronnie. And the way you shot it, the way you covered it, man, was really, really wonderful. Because again,
Ronnie didn't direct that scene. I directed it.
That was Paul. Paul directed that scene. But Ronnie, you know what, brother? Also, man, we talked about the fact that, as you could hear, Ronnie is a brilliant comedian, and his delivery is really something that I thrill at every time I get a chance to see the man work. And in the movie, he plays, and not only did you direct the movie, but you're also in the movie. Now,
he insisted on that.
He insisted upon that, huh, Paul? Okay, all right.
I negotiated him down to.
So now, just talk a moment, if you will, about what that was like. Because as the director, you got to then set the shot and then go in and play the character. How did you find that?
You know what? Because this was such a how can I put it? It was such a labor of love, and what Paul and Kennedy and Frank and we have to.
Frank Pinnock, the co-producer. We got to get him in. He's actually taking care of something right outside. Frank Pinnock, he's a co-producer. Yes.
Amazing. And so when you have and also Foster, who's our DP, was amazing, because this is my directorial debut. So one of the things that we wanted, and that was the reason that I suggested to L to come to Paul and those guys, because this is my directorial debut. L's the lead in the movie. We have to really be focused on getting this project done, because sometimes when you try to take on too much, when you're doing a movie, and people who are maybe listening understand, man, there's a whole lot that goes into what you see on that screen.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
As a matter of fact, you talk about the fact that your directorial debut.
Right.
There are some heavyweights in the film. Why don't we talk a little bit about some of the actors that are in this film? I think we have Mekhi Phifer's in this film.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Who else is in the film?
Kalita Smith.
Kalita Smith is in the film.
Definitely.
Omar
Miller.
Omar Miller's in the film.
Absolutely.
Brian Hooks
is in the film.
Devetta Sherwood.
Devetta Sherwood is in the film.
Tangi Miller.
Yeah.
Tangi Miller's in the film. These are, you see, now, ladies and gentlemen, you see that we have a cast that really can tell a story and tell it well. You know, we mentioned Foster's name, and this gentleman is really, you want to talk about a DP's DP.
Oh, my God.
This man is amazing. That. You know, I've had the pleasure of working with Foster, and I'm thrilled. As a matter of fact, if Foster, I think earlier today, I saw Foster outside. If he's still in the building, I'd love to get him in here. Is
Foster here?
You know, I saw him earlier.
Actually, where are they?
Studio. If he's still in the building, if we could get Foster to step in, you know what I mean, and just
there he is.
Oh, hey, there he is. Foster, come on around here, brother, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman is a DP's DP, and he is really a gentleman and someone who really, without none of us in the work that we do, without this gentleman's work and expertise, could we have the ability to have it come to fore. So I'm thrilled. Foster?
Hello.
Brother, thank you so much for being here.
Wow, with an introduction like that, Obba, the check is in the mail.
Listen, when we were talking about the movie, obviously, that you shot, The Love Section, and we worked together on several properties.
Sure.
Now, in this, the movie, I said to Ronnie earlier, it looks absolutely stunning. It really is beautifully done.
Thank you.
Now, how long did it take you guys to make this film?
Years.
Yeah, long time.
I had to teach him how to shoot.
That's right. And that box of crayons that he used.
Right.
Well, I tell you, Obba, the thing for me is, it kind of started before I got there because it's a lot easier to make a picture look good when you have a cast that looks good.
There you go.
You know, when they...
And a producer that looks good.
I know Foster's talking about me, so thanks, man.
When they put Sarah out there in front of me, I just said, oh, this is cake, you know. So now the rest of them, you know. But I got to tell you, the whole production, it was good. It was a project that was based like the title. It was based in love, you know.
Isn't that beautiful?
There was a lot of love on the set, so it's a lot easier to make that happen. You know?
Foster, tell them. I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead, Paul.
Tell them about the time that you shared all the love with everybody and cursed everyone. I meant.
Well, I cursed them out with love, though.
There's always love.
Right.
It was the love for the project, and the love for trying to get through the day that caused that. You know,
what we were talking about earlier, though, is, and I want to remain focused, if we can, on on the fact that. This was a personal experience for many of the people involved. Mm-hmm. And I know that having worked with you, that you take a real personal interest in everything that you do, and you don't take anything lightly. Right. You give your entire essence to everything. I mean, this man we've worked on a project, and he's been out with his family. His daughter was graduating, and he was the DP on a project, and the man flew out, took care of his family business, and then came back and made sure that we never missed a beat. So, you know, I want to applaud you in that way and talk about the fact that, you know, just because you have a camera doesn't make you a filmmaker, now does it?
That's a fact, yeah.
All right? We have to understand that there is something that goes into the work that is done. And your expertise and the crew that you work with, you know, because very often, Ronnie alluded to this earlier, you know, and I often say when one leaves, before you leave a film, sit there for the last 12 to 14 minutes of that movie when all of the last lines have been said, and look at all of the names that grow on that crawl as they go up, because it took all of those people to bring that property to fruition. Yeah. Talk a little bit about, if you will, from the standpoint of a DP, the importance of the people that you work with.
Well, that's the side of the business that most people do not get to see.
Exactly.
And that's the difference in what makes and breaks a movie a lot of times. You know, I think personally for me, a lot of it starts with the director, you know, because as they say, it flows downhill.
Yes.
Well, and whatever the director brings to the picture, that's the way that it flows downhill.
Yes.
And on this particular movie, Ronnie, he left his ego at home. You know, he's a young director. He's made other pictures, but he knew this was a big step up for him.
Yes.
And he didn't approach it with his ego in front of him. He kept the picture, what's best for the picture, ahead, and that is what allowed everybody to bring something to it, you know.
Let me. Congratulations and kudos to Ronnie. We've celebrated Ronnie, but I want to talk about some of the other people that people don't get a chance, as you said, to know, like your first. Your second.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Who are the guys that are pulling cable, the sound? You know, I mean, I want to talk a little bit about those individuals because, again, they are unsung heroes.
That's right. Well, like Lance, Tony, people like that who go on every movie with me. You know, I mean, I like to keep the same guys. You know, personally, it's just because it's they learn the rhythm. And producer Paul mentioned me cussing people out. Well, you know, he heard a bit of it. You know, that was just on that movie because I'm a Vietnam veteran, so I was a Navy guy. So I'll say, I don't know, this cable radio, can you?
Yes.
Okay, you know, so I can talk in code, and it's not necessarily cussing them out. I say, hey, bring me 2 motherfuckers and a son of a bitch.
Now, loosely translated for those who don't know what that means, they'll understand what that means.
That's right, exactly. They'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and it shows up in about 30 seconds. You know, so so yes, the behind the scenes is a big part of it.
And the importance, he said, that shows up in about 30 seconds. That is important, particularly to the producer and to the property, because if it takes much longer than that, we're eating up the time, and we're eating up the budget. You see, so guys, I want you to know that those jobs are very, very important, and they are opportunities for those who are interested in the film and entertainment industry to be involved in not just from the standpoint of being in front of the camera, but there's a plethora of work. I think we were Tall and I talked about the movie where 16,000 people were employed in that movie. What was it?
Les Miserables.
No. The movie that we just saw, that was. You see, this is what's called a senior moment.
No. Well, everybody. Well, what was the property?
This is the film that you asked me to go take my son to see.
Ah, you're talking about the Life of Pi.
Life of Pi.
Yeah.
16,000 people employed, right? I mean, this is the ability that we have in the industry of entertainment, that we can help provide opportunities for work.
Well, I would like to say, I think that you need to do a whole show on that sometime. And I'd love to come back and you could spend some time talking about that and bring some 1 or 2 people, with it. Because it's so much. You're right. What you're hitting on, a lot of people don't understand the economics of how, and particularly, I work on all kinds of pictures, but when you look at the economics in the community and break it down like that, there needs to be more attention paid to that.
Absolutely.
Because I come from the music video background also, and one thing that I know I used to look at was there'd be a rock and roll music video, and this is back in the day when MTV was in its infancy. But
he did all of Hammer's videos as well.
There you go.
Too legit.
But I mean, when you absolutely identify the career of this gentleman, he is a true giant, and we salute you. I'm going to take a little quick commercial break and pay some bills here, and we'll be right back.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pitbull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
All right, we're back. And we're dealing today talking about The Love Section. This is a new feature film, and its release date is the 29th of January. And it deals with a very, very deep subject, but at the same time, it is told through a comedy aspect, paying tribute to the depth of relationships and that which is called, in this movie, called The Love Section. Now, Ciarra, if you will, share with us a little bit about, the day on the set when, you realize, okay, I've got to be in a scene with a gentleman who I barely know, but I've got to appear to be somewhat greatly involved with him. And, people don't understand because they look at films and they see people doing love scenes and they don't have a clue on how technical it actually is. So would you just expound a little bit on that, if you will?
Definitely. Well, Elle made it very comfortable. He wasn't like a pervert or anything.
Oh, are you sure?
He totally, respected the boundaries and everything. So he made it very comfortable for us to, do the scene, get in and get out. But, I had fun, doing it. And everything just went smoothly. No one really came off like inappropriate or anything, which is the one thing women are afraid of, when you're doing a scene like this. Like, oh, guy, there's so many people in the room, this and that. It was a closed set, and everyone was very respectful. And, it turned out perfectly. I was happy with it.
The work speaks for itself. The work speaks for itself.
I want to say, add to that, two things, if I may, really quick. Ciarra, it was impeccable. You talked about it earlier, how it's really set the tone of the movie, and she was amazing. And one of the things I really appreciated about it, because I actually pulled her to the side because she's doing this scene with Elle, and Ciarra had a long time crush on me.
That's right.
So
I knew you were gonna say something.
I knew she was uncomfortable about that, and I wanted to let her know, hey, don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here for you, baby.
Yeah.
I'm here, baby. I'm here, baby.
You know I told you I was gonna sneak that in.
I knew he was gonna say something.
No, I just had wanted to say that earlier. I mean, she was so good in that scene. It actually really helped with Elle's or Ali's character, because even when we were editing, the editor was like, man, you gonna leave that? But what she represented was an aspect of his life that he was trying to leave that was very alluring. And so you had to pull that off. And so kudos.
Thank
I
you.
thought it was an amazing.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely correct. And see,
I like to add to that too, though.
That's why I say, it really is. It speaks to the artistry, and
amazing.
When Elle,
yes,
when you decided that you were going to actually, let's just talk a little bit about the business, because the challenge, people don't realize how long it takes to bring a film to fruition. You know what I mean? Let's talk just a little bit about the process, in terms of, from inception of writing it to the idea of now I've got to get it made and I've got to get the money, the bottom line, to make a quality property, to bring the kind of talent that you brought to the table. So a little bit about that journey, if you will.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. My first thoughts was like 2008 with The Love Section was, okay, I want to make this story. And the business side of it was, well, you need to attach some talent to the movie.
Right.
So I knew off the top of the head that one of my other best friends, Ronnie and Mekhi Phifer, I knew that because those guys know my story and they are also a part of this movie, that if they were on board, that would definitely give me the vehicle to then go and attract other name actors to follow suit. So we got Mekhi Phifer, we got Ronnie Warner. They produced This Christmas, and that was a big hit. And then
Chris Brown.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, and then we got Khalida and Tiana, and Brian Hook. So I knew that once I assembled the names, it would make my job a little easier on the business side of it to then go after investors.
Right. But now let's be really forward about this, because we don't want to very often when we talk about these things we present all of the great and wonderful and the end result, which is always positive, hopefully. But this is not a business for the faint of heart, is it? No. You're going to people and asking people to part with hard-earned dollars and invest in something which they have no idea whether or not they're ever going to see their money again.
Right.
I'd like to know just how you went about looking into, and I'm sure people listening, how do you do that? I mean, how do you go to somebody and say, listen, I need about $1 million. I don't know what you're doing right now. You think you could let me have that? And I have no idea when you're ever going to get it back, if you're going to ever get it back. No. But seriously, I mean, did you use several producers? I mean, investors, or was it one investor, or No,
I'm glad you asked that. Actually, we went through about 3 or 4 investors. Like we said, me and Ronnie first started pre-production on this in 2009, and we had raised some funds, and then those funds fell out. And then last year, our new investor came on board, and I pitched her the idea that with the names attached and my relationships in the distribution, that she would, be a good chance that she would get her money back. Our primary investor was Dawn Edmond in the film. So it was more of she had to have the faith that, we can pull this off. And I told her that, I surrounded myself with experienced people from, Goodness Films and our director and the whole cast and crew. And she gave us a chance, and she invested the funds. And thanks to everybody busting their chops and the blessings of God, we got the distribution secured, and with the music from John Barnes and Damone Arnold, who blessed us with a lot of great music to the film, and all of the actors. It was an investment that she will benefit from, as well as all of us, because we have a great film and we work really hard.
Absolutely.
Thank you to everybody.
Well, you know what?
Can I add something really quick? Oh, well, if you don't
mind.
I just want to really touch on this, because I think it's important, especially for the young filmmaker that thinks they're just going to come out here and go find Mekhi Phifer or whoever and try to.
Good luck.
Here's the thing, man. It's like there's years that went behind this.
Yes.
Lawrence or L, as we affectionately refer to him as, he was in Clockers with Mekhi back in 90.
That's what I wanted to
90
say.
what?
That's right.
That's right. 1973 or whatever that was. No, but I mean, so my point is,
Spike Lee movie.
This is a years of relationships that have happened. I've known Paul and Kennedy for years. We have been trying to work on other things together. I know L for years, and Omar Miller, we've known him for years. Playing Madden and all this kind of stuff together. So the thing that happens a lot of times people don't realize is the time and service.
Yes.
That is behind these things.
Right.
Yes.
You can tell it on the screen.
Yes.
You can tell an immature film.
Yes.
Done by immature people than one that's done by people that are mature in the business.
So we're talking about relationships.
Absolutely.
So we have to identify that as you are moving through your life's journey in this industry, that the people that you come in contact with, you develop a relationship with that is either going to serve you or disserve you, as it would be in your life. There is no different.
Absolutely.
To the energy that you put out pertaining to your career is the same concept that is going to be in your life as well.
Can I say this real quick too?
Of course.
Just on that. I'm sorry on that, because that's so important. It's vitally important. And people forget this, because a lot of people come out here and they'll go, "It's not what you know, it's who you know," and that's not true. It's here. I'm saying this is how who you know knows you.
Wow,
that's right.
That's huge.
Okay.
So I'm gonna steal that.
I know.
If you're just known as the dude at the party or the chick at whatever it is that you're known as, That's what you're known as.
That's right.
And so you have to build up, and you spoke on it earlier, Obba, about your talent, your reputation. Is being good and quality in every aspect of who you
Absolutely.
are. And then when you work with someone, they're going to say, hey, man, I want to work with this person again. The word spreads.
Yes.
You know, and so I just wanted to add that into it.
No,
all about integrity.
You know what it is, Obba? It truly, we talk about, I have a small child, and, I have two small sons, Nova and Diego, in case anybody's out there looking to hire.
Dang, Paul.
It takes a village to raise a child properly. The love of the grandmother, the great grandmother, the person down the street, the school teacher, everybody being involved for the development. A film is much like that. It takes a village. It takes it takes inner relationships, and Lawrence was blessed to have built those relationships over years. So if you're thinking about getting on a bus and coming down to Los Angeles to make a film, you probably will not run into Mackay or Coletta or Ronnie even, because Ronnie is a recluse. He was the hardest guy. Even though he brought me the project, it was hard to get in touch with him. But it truly takes a village.
Yes, I think
Paul hit it on the head.
Right,
Right.
true, right.
I have said in the past that for any male, that making a film and bringing it to fruition is probably the closest thing we'll ever know to experiencing what childbirth might be like.
That is for certain.
Oh my goodness.
Because
you're right.
not only but the difference is that once the woman has the child, differently like with a film, is that then you got to make sure that the baby walks and that the baby also brings a return. You see.
That's right. That's right.
That's what we deal with.
Amen, brother.
Listen, I'm so honored and thrilled to have had you guys in studio with me today. It has been a real
Thank you
joy
so
and a
much.
pleasure. Thank you so much
you,
for
Obba.
No,
blessing
thank you,
us.
Obba.
I wish you lots of continued success, in all your endeavors. The Love Section, the 29th of January. Please go out, support it.
Yes.
And
First
make
weekend.
sure that you get in there and see it, because this is the kind of movie. What is successful is what people continue to do, and it is that way. So if you see something that you enjoy and you like and you want to see, then I suggest you identify the power that you have. Support what you want to see. Those images and reflections that are the images that reflect who you are, and understand that, remembering that your do is not necessarily your who.
Wow.
Meaning that what you do is not necessarily who you are. What you do is what you do. Who you are speaks to the character that you are. And as I always say, in life, as you do anything, is how you do everything. This is Obba Babatunde. I'm going to play the trailer so that we can go out on it, and I want you to pay attention. And again, the Love Section, January 29th. Get out there and support it, folks. Thank you so much. Come back and see us again. And guys, again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
with me.
Obba.
Thank you, Obba.
Thank you, Obba.
Yeah.
Obba.
30's the new 20.
One of the more fascinating evenings of my young life.
I'm heading over there to see her tonight, man.
What? Just giving her a good look.
My name's Angela, by the way.
This is my friend Ali. Ali Stephanie, friend.
Hi, this is Sandrine. Hi, nice to meet you.
You know the gods of love shining on you the other night, though. What's up with the cutie at 9 o'clock?
Well, she's 20 and has a son.
So he's 32, huh? No kids.
Don't be a stranger. Don't be strange.
She was in the 2nd grade when we were seniors. You catching feelings?
I'm gonna go check on Junior
Okay.
and slip into something more comfortable.
Tired of playing house, baby daddy.
Sometimes you don't know what you have until it's gone.
Masterpiece Theater is brought to you by Roscoe's Media Center, sponsored by Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles, the makers of Pitbull Energy Drink. The show is engineered by Poetess. Written by Obba Babatunde and Kennedy Goldsby, and produced by Paul Goldsby, executive producer, The Good Herb.